Let's talk about our good old friend Zillow. In this video, what I'm going to do is explain to you 3 reasons why relying on Zillow leads is actually going to destroy your real estate business long term. I want to see everybody that follows my channel absolutely crush it, build the real estate business of their dreams, and build a multiple 6, even 7-figure per year business that allows you to live the lifestyle that you got into real estate to achieve. But unfortunately, I see a lot of people solely relying on Zillow leads, and I'm here to explain to you why that's extremely detrimental and what you can be doing in order to go forward and not be relying on these platforms so that you can build a more scalable and predictable business that you actually have control over. What's up, guys? My name is Mike Sherrard with eXp Realty. I train thousands of agents every year to scale their business the modern way with social media, and I'm doing something new going forward in order to show a bit of love back to those who engage with my content. So once a week, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel and then you also like and comment on one of the videos that I released that week, I'm going to be putting people into a random draw to win a free copy of my full Social Agent Academy 2.0 platform, which shows you every single step-by-step, click-by-click tutorial you could ever need to know in order to build a multiple 6-figure per year business entirely from social media and clients that are coming directly to you on every platform. So if you want to be entered into that draw, just drop a comment with your biggest takeaway from this video or anything else and show me a bit of love and I'll return the favor. So without further ado, let's dive into these 3 crucial things that you need to be mindful of. Okay, number 1 is going to be profit margins. This is something where a lot of agents now are kind of dabbling with this real estate flex plan if they're on a real estate team. And let me explain to you what's happening. And there's a reason why I never joined a team. And it's not that joining a team is completely terrible. There are some benefits to it for agents that, feel like they're maybe not as self-accountable and diligent and disciplined as they would like to be, so they're relying on leads given to them. It's more of an employee approach than an entrepreneurial approach, but either which way, the profit margins get absolutely decimated when you're relying on Zillow leads. So if you're at a traditional brokerage and maybe you're on a team, that means you're already giving away maybe 50%. And then if on top of that, you're giving away another 25, 30, 35% for the Zillow leads, then your profit margins are like nothing. On a $10,000 commission, at times I've seen agents net $2,500. When you look at driving these buyers around and going to 1 million listings and then also having to write 100 offers in order to get it accepted, you're actually making, if you calculate it based on the time you spend with that client and then the money you actually make by relying on team splits and Zillow leads, it's going to actually make it so that you're like less than minimum wage, which is really detrimental. And it's not a scalable way to build your business. And this is one I just wanted to start with before I get into some of the more interesting approaches here with the second and third thing that I want to dive into. But ultimately, as a business owner, you want to make sure that you're getting compensated as much as humanly possible for the activities that you're doing and the time you're investing into your business. And if you're relying on these leads, unfortunately, you're gonna have to do a ton more volume in order to make a decent amount of money. And this is why getting into the luxury space as a solo agent is so powerful, because if you sell a $2 million property, you're gonna make the same commission as if you sold $400,000 or $500,000 properties. And if you don't have a team split, your profit margins are astronomical. So it's really important to start to look at the profit that you're making as a business, not just the top line revenue of what you'll be generating overall GCI from your transactions. Number 2 is really important, and this is agents not knowing how to actually generate their own leads. One of the worst things you could ever do. And this is where I constantly see agents joining me or, looking at other brokerage opportunities and saying, well, Mike, will you give us leads? And my answer will always be no. I'm going to show you how to generate your own leads, because what happens oftentimes is agents are relying on team leads. What happens if that team folds, goes to a different brokerage, or completely leaves the industry, retires, whatever the situation, and you don't know how to generate leads? Your business collapses. What happens if people join me and I just give them all of their leads and then I, unfortunately, knock on wood, it doesn't happen, pass away tomorrow? Their business is going to fall apart. So it's really important as entrepreneurs, not employees, as entrepreneurs, to know how to generate your own business. And this is, again, coming back to the definition of it. An employee essentially services the tasks or jobs that is given to them, like if you're relying on team leads and Zillow leads or brokerage leads. An entrepreneur knows how to get their own business, attract clients, or go out and generate leads with clients, and then nurture them, convert them, and then service them. So if you consider yourself an entrepreneur, relying on Zillow leads is simply not it. And that's not going to cut it. So it's really important. And this is where I see a ton of agents go wrong. They rely on Zillow leads, team leads, brokerage leads, whatever. They go do 20, 30, 40 deals based on all this business that's just literally given to them. They just have to close a very hot bottom of funnel lead. And then what they say is, I'm crushing it. I'm doing all this volume. I'm gonna go be a solo agent. And their business gets decimated. And this is because they never learned how to actually get their own clients to the point where, yeah, you did 30 deals with clients that were given to you. Then you go do 4 deals the next year because you don't know how to generate your own clients and you never built out a proper sphere and nurturing your database. And now you mentally get destroyed and ruined because you're going backwards and you don't know what's going on with your business and it's not progressing like you're expecting it to, and you think you're just going to go out and do the same or more deals, and that's usually rarely the case. So if you really want to build a scalable, predictable business, you need to know how to actually generate your own business. And number 3, finally, which is really interesting, which is you're relying on a company whose sole focus is to remove you from the industry. If you look at Zillow, Redfin, any of these companies, they're all tech-based or prop tech companies that are trying to remove the realtor from the transaction. So think about this for a second. A lot of agents are relying on Zillow Leads. They're relying on a company that is using them as like test rats in order to figure out the right solutions to remove the agent to the point where it's no longer necessary to have the agent. And then you're relying on that to build and scale your real estate business. It makes no sense, right? You should be wanting to combat these platforms. You should be wanting to go against the grain and make sure that agents are always going to be a crucial, fundamental, important aspect of the transaction, which I believe they will. I believe there's always going to be a place for it. But the approach with Zillow is maybe they're not going to completely remove realtors, but they're going to make the commissions a lot less, and they're going to make that trickle through the rest of the industry is their goal. Not saying it's going to happen, but that's their goal. So why would you be relying on a company that's trying to literally remove your career from the entire industry? Now, before we wrap up, I just want to say, I'm not entirely against Zillow Leads, right? If you need to get a bit of momentum, you need to get a bit of, repetitions and, transactions under your belt, it's fine to rely on some of these leads and get that practice, get that experience. But then as soon as humanly possible, your goal should be, I need to get off this IV drip of relying on Zillow Leads, my lifeline. I want to be able to learn how to generate my own clients, leveraging video marketing, different strategies like that, in order to make sure that I build a scalable, sustainable business that's not reliant on my brokerage or my team leader, on Zillow or anybody else. So if you have any other questions, drop a comment below. Otherwise, thanks so much for tuning in. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.